It's already lesson number one, guys. Just look at the drift and the drag that's taking all the potential surface food to the left there. So you should always be looking for something like that. And here we are at the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We are at Berry Hill Fisheries Lake. We are on their main lake. I think you call it the Old Lake. I'm there to try and catch a carp. That's what I'm after. It's not that I often do overnights for carp, but I've got my old age pensioners discount for a 3-rod ticket for the licence, and I think that's about £30. Wow, I'll have some of that, please. Look, 1 swim empty, 2 swim empty, 3 swim empty. Wait for it, 4 swim empty, and 5 swim empty. Now that's got to be good for me, because I figure that is less bait going in the water from other anglers, less competition for the food, more chance of Graham actually contacting a carp. It's a plastic contraption. For those abroad who haven't seen it, you put your bait in here, close it shut, cast it out. It's aerodynamic, bomb-shaped, swivels, and this little red button hits the water first, and when it hits the water, springs open and all the bait comes out exactly where you want it. So I'm going to be putting these in first. Now this is sort of standard stuff I think for a lot of carp guys, but the only thing is there's a lot of bream in here, so the bream will nosh their way through that. So I'm figuring that the bream feeding will attract some carp in, and I'm just going straight out in the middle, which I know I can reach with my lead. No point baiting up somewhere that you can't reach. So when it gets dark you won't be able to tell what the distances are unless you clip down, a method they call clip down, which I'm not going into here because it's, for me, it's not required. Beautiful evening now. The bream have gone off the bite a bit, for me anyway. I'll just try and get this bait out while I can see where I'm casting. And it should pay off during the night when it gets dark. Hopefully, that's the theory anyway. I purposely haven't put any carp bait in because the seagulls come and eat pretty much all the boilies you catapult out. I've watched them, I filmed it, so I'm not prepared to do that. So basically all the seagulls have gone down there to eat all the other guys' boilies that they're catapulting out. The other benefit I've got here is, not here, just with this method, is that that container, that plastic container, is pretty much the same size of a bait, of amount of bait, as I drop when I put my mesh bag down, that volume if you like. The carp will be getting used to seeing this amount of bait on the bottom. They're freezer ones, they've been in and out of the freezer a few times, so I figure I better send them on their way. That's the duck done. Nearly. Not a bad thing in itself. And this way, as you'll notice, all my bait's sinking to the bottom. The seagulls aren't actually coming. When you catapult it out, they tend to come. So this might take you 15-20 minutes baiting up like this. A little tip I've got for using these plastic gadgets is don't slow it in the flight. The reason being, if you feathers a spool here to slow it before it hits it, it changes the angle and it'll slap down like this instead. You want it going right like this, vertically, so it springs open. Just my tip. I don't make them, I don't sell them, I'm just telling you that's how I found they work. Better if you lay them sideways like that, they don't land and open. If you do it vertically, they open. Little tip, worth knowing. This will probably, let's bring that out of the way, bring the seagulls and you'll see the difference. Figure you can do them individually. Let's get this lead out of the way. Do them individually, or you can do 2s or 3s or 4s. 3's about enough in that pouch. And obviously you will get further. I'll just show you with one single, like that. Much further. I'll bite here somewhere on this quiver tip rod. Here come the seagulls, boys. Missed them. Good. So don't expect to go too far. I'm covering an area of 2 swim feeders, maybe 6 feet wide. See where the first ones go. Too far, make your adjustment accordingly, or as Dave says, use the softer catapult. Huge difference is the corn. There we go. Now you see there guys how I've got those rods, just one slightly outside the other one. Take a little bit of tension off the rod top. Carp was fishing on its own, no problem. 3 bream, couple of skimmers, not bad. Guys, I'm trying to sort myself out, I've got a fish on. Right. I've got a carp on this time, not a bream. I'm trying to keep it away from the snags. If I can, I've no idea what you're going to get at this, or whether I'm even going to pick up my other line. Take that one out of the way. Is the witching hour. Beautiful session. I've got the fish up there on the top. Don't think it's a big fish at all, but nevertheless, a carp is a carp is a carp. Fish has actually come from over there, it's kiting right, so that's good for me. I'm guessing 8-9 pounds, I don't know. Got to play everything really carefully here at he says pausing up to Berry Hill Fisheries, because you never exactly know what you're going to get. Oh no, it's better fish than I thought actually. Check that drag, just in case. Yeah, it's a nice mirror. Now, I've let Dave, the bailiff, the fishery guy, here we go. I've lent him my net to try and catch a duck that was tangled in somebody else's fishing line. So I've now got the net back, that's handy. Hopefully the fish. Nice looking mirror. Come on babe. I'm sure there's something else left in him. Hope you get some of this. There he is. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Just want to get him in the net. He won't turn. They've been in the net before, I feel sure. They must know all this procedure. But he's in. He's in, thank goodness for that. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish guys. Let's get him up on the mat. Check it out while we've still got enough light. Oh yeah. Well, the hook just fell out being barbless, I guess. This looks pretty good chunk actually. I'm going to put him around about 14, something like that, to pick him up nicely. Oh yeah, he got 14 pounds after that one. Probably might even shave 15. A really lovely orange tail on that, if you can see it in this light. But if I turn my camera around, I'm in such a mess tonight trying to get organised. You might or might not get to see this fish. I'm wet from the rain anyway. Yeah, he's 15 I'd say. Then you got about 15 pounds that one. A good chunk. Hopefully I might get another one. It's just getting dark. Gonna get some food, fresh baits out. Wow, good fish. Let's get it back. One last look. Lovely big scales along there as well. Hopefully you guys are getting. Look at the size of that tail. Huge tail. That's probably one of the better marked fish I've caught here. Let's get him back. Oh yeah, 15, I would say. Oh, there's a gas cooker, not a good sign. But listen, I'm happy enough. I'm a bit wet, but there's a fish ready to go. God, beautiful. What an evening as well. Absolutely stilled off superbly. And these bobbins have a little tag. In fact, I think you can put light sticks in them, undo them, put light sticks in them. I don't. I just leave them to wake me up if I can get him clipped on. It's waking everybody else up on the lake because they think it's their buzzer that's going. It's 9:30, sort of late but not late. It's too early to go to bed, isn't it? Right. You might have noticed we use these beach fishing years and years and years head torches. Come in 2 tones, this one. Full power, economy power, but if I tune that light down, there you can see that in the dark. That's enough there. I use them in the military. Red is enough, look, just to, you see me? If I move really close and keep the camera over, you can see that I can actually tie up. I've got enough light there to bait up. Some people are dead touchy about not having lights on the water, but I figure, look, it's a commercial water. There's hundreds of people fishing here all week. I'm sure the carp know you're there. They're waiting basically for you to feed them, aren't they? So it's up to you whether you think you need a red one or whether you have a gazillion power floodlight on your camera like I do. Obviously, I might catch less fish because of that. I've no idea. I personally don't think so, but it is a powerful floodlight on the camera. I've got no choice. I'm trying to make a film. But there you can see, if I move my hands around, you can see I can bait up. I'll go into a standard one. There's a little plastic slide. Just slide it across. So it's off. Low power, you can see that. Off. High power. Some actually strobe. I don't think this one. Oh, this one strobes as well. Like an emergency one, I suppose. You could put the red over it like that. Is anybody going to come and rescue you? Extremely doubtful, but you never know. Now I've got something else in here I want to show you, which wife got hold of. Let's put this back up there. God, bright or what? Holy schmoly! Let's get that off you guys here. While I'm waiting for a run. Look at this thing. Just a light. That's all it is. Just a light, right? But it comes with. It's battery powered. I'm not selling. I'm just telling you this is what the wife said. Oh, you could use that camping. She calls this camping. When you go camping, she goes, camping? People enjoy camping. I mean, it's been raining. I got covered in bream slime earlier on. Now am I enjoying it? And of course I am. But this thing is unusual because it's ideal for in a bivvy. Runs on batteries in there, but if I can see it, it's got a key fob, and if you select it, Graham, oh, that's quite handy, isn't it? So I can put that outside if I want. Let's say I've got a fish and I don't want to crash and stumble over everything outside. I could put this. Wow, that's some lightning. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, guys. I can tell. I'm going to be awake all night. I might as well keep talking to you about lights. If I put this, say, outside, sometimes I've gone out and I've gone A over T, crashing into absolutely everything, saucepan, frying pans, whatever. It would be dead handy just to get this remote. So say your buzzer's going, you just go bang. It's on, you can see that out there, you're not going to fall over stuff. Or inside, you can have it in here, I just press the remote again, it's off. Look, up on here it's got full power, so it's very, it is bright, don't get me wrong. And it looks like a sort of economy tube in there. If you guys are going to see that, it's like an economy tube. So, look, I don't even know how much these things cost. Well, I've got it from a charity shop, somebody handed it in, brand new, shouldn't think it's ever been used, but I do like over here, I like my little clicker. The old technophobes are going to like that, aren't they? On, off. Could do this all night. Quite annoying, really, but I feel there is a use for it, don't you? Something else for us to use as anglers. Holy. It's not looking good for the carp film, boys. I'm going to press this and electrocute myself. I'm going to have to clear up here because they didn't forecast any of this, any of it. That's a really big bang. Oh dear. Good job we did this because I don't think the camera's going to come out again. The other thing is, there's a little ring there to put the key fob so idiots like me don't lose the key fob. Wow, man alive, it's a big lightning out there. Yeah, music to my ears. Not. It's tipping down. I normally bring a small umbrella, guys. Stupid as it sounds, if you do hook a fish and shove it down the back of your jumper, you can at least hold it while you hook up, get yourself sorted, balance it on your head, just to stay a bit dry. Because there's nothing worse, especially when you get a bit older. You do not need to get damp, you do not need to get wet and then lay in bed all night. It's not good for the old joints, it's not good for young people, old people, any people. The last thing you need to do is get wet and stay there in wet clothes. In fact, you know what, guys, it actually does make sense to do a bit like sort of survival mode like Mike does on his bushcraft programmes, is to really think about what you're doing outside. I mean, we are doing exactly the same as sort of camping outdoors, bushcraft outside, just general outdoor stuff. Why not take a plastic bag or bin liner, just with a change of clothing, you know, shirt and top, pair of jeans, something like that. I mean, look, all the clother these carp nails take, I can see there is a case for actually putting some dry clothing, maybe even a towel, in the bag, make a little hold all of it, job done. I really don't need a run at the moment. I don't need any bites at all. I'd like this to go through if I could. Guys, it's got a fish on. It is 5 to 11, but it's not a carp, and it doesn't feel like a bream. I chucked a huge, strangler, great big bunch of lobworms out there. I can't think what it's twanged. What is this? Let's get the net. Here's a big bream. Wait a minute, let's get everyone organised. Oh, he's taking me round the back there. Don't want to lose him in the stage. This is bizarre. This is bizarre. I'm not going to tell you till I get it in. This is bizarre. Oh my god. God, I can't see a thing with that big floodlight on. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. That is unbelievable. Well, it's not unbelievable, it's very believable. Hang on a minute. That's right. A sander on about 4 lobworms. Turn the headlamp out. Just a bonus hunch. I could have thought, I'm going to put a big bunch of lobworms out, see if I can get a big bream or something like that. And there we go. Missed that vampire fish. Big teeth. Nice looking fish. That is bizarre. Bunch of worms. I wonder if there's a little fish hooked on the worms. And then he came along and got it. Or eels, something like that. Let's get it back. That was a major result. Goodness me. I think I've got to chuck some more worms out, guys. Nothing happened on the car. I've got bread all over the surface of floating crust. Last time I had right down the shallow end. And they were coming up when I got 2 on floating crust in the pitch dark. Let's tune that down a bit again, guys. That's better. I can't sort of see where the fish is. Give me a second. Okay. Carp on. The trouble with my big floodlight here is I see absolutely a black wall there. Trying not to disturb my other line. Oh. And this is a carp out there, and he's luckily, I think he's straight out. I'm going to come off of stealth mode with my torch. Give me a second. Don't need a big fish, this one, definitely. listen, carp is a carp, fish is a fish. Feeling like a small one, looks like a smaller common. Give me a second. I'll try and get the cameras all over the place at the moment. Hit it with full power. No, it wasn't a bite, I just kicked the other rod off the rest. Wow, he's going well. He's certainly going well. Close in. Digging and digging. Lucky he dug his way into the net. Right. I'm going to put the mat just down here. That way I've got the torch away from the water. It looks like somebody left that bed there rather hastily, doesn't it? There we go. Let's get the fish out. Another big mistake. I thought it was about 8 pounds. No. Unhooked, nice common carp. And hooks out. Oh, calm down there. Hang on a second. Everything's so hard at night in the pitch dark. Try and show you this fish here. 11s, I guess. You tell me, Pete. About 11 pounds, I guess. Might go 12. Lovely looking common. Didn't give me the world's greatest scrap, but listen. 2 of those and a zander. So it's even better. Looks like I've got my bait back. Let's get this one back. Yeah, they're quite handy, these cradles, I have to say. I'm not going to bother filming it, guys, you've seen them all before. That one was on the left hand rod. You can see it's tripped the lead out there, look. So you've got to relocate that. For if you're beginners, always make sure that it goes back down onto the swivel there. Give it a jerk, it just pinches in there. And you know what, I think I'm going to use that body again. And of course I've already pre-tied one of those little ground bait bags, I'm going to call them, for all the guys in different countries that don't know what they are. It's just a way of getting hook bait samples around your hook bait. So now you can see why I keep those dry. So I've got one to cast straight out. I mean, it's only 25 past 11, so I'm still pretty well awake. But when you're really tired in the depths of the darkest hours, it's really a bit of a pain tying up all the bags and rigs. The biggest problem I have is putting the boilie stop on. So there it is, all ready to go on. Go just under the knot twice. I think there's other guys getting fish as well, because I can see the lights coming on and off. I'm going to whiz this one out there. There's quite a lot of rain, I don't want to get anything wet. Here's my bait, which is going to lovely and dry. So I'm going to put, this is what I do, everybody has their own way of doing it, but I like to put them in with a Screttings pellets. And if I do get another fish, who knows if I will or not, I might get a full night's sleep, you never know. I hope not. Keep it inside the bivvy so it doesn't get damp. So I've got my spare bait balls, I'm going to call them, there already. So I turn the camera around, I might another thing is keep your PVA inside as well. In fact, keep everything inside, bait, a lot. Keep it up the right rats. Fingers crossed, I might hear one of these buzzers go off again. Never mind about hearing it. I could see that one in the bag, it's so big. Beast bag. You've got these weighting bobbins on there. For those who don't know, when the fish takes you, you strike, you just basically lift into it, they hook themselves, This is a release mechanism and it just pops off. Now, all set for that, what we call a single tone, hopefully. I think I might actually put this other one out as well while I'm at it. As you can see, guys, that's the advantage of the boilie. The small fish haven't chewed it all off, so I can just put either a fresh one on or leave it on. Put a fresh bag, a bait ball around it. Getting a bit old and creaky for all this, staying out all night stuff. It's a young man's game, not pensioners. What's after a pensioner? How old have I got to be more than the pensioner that I am at the moment? Nothing wrong with that boilie at all that I can see. Maybe the cart police would say, oh no, you've got to change it, mate. Don't listen to the cart police. Listen to the guy in the tackle shop, he'll probably tell you as much as anything. Another bag ready to be posted off. Of course, my problem is, because I'm filming, I've got a huge floodlight, I can see absolutely nothing when I'm casting. But guys, the worm's gone off again. It's the last I've got, 3 great big lobworms. It feels breamy, but you never know. I'm going to put the mat down. But do you know what? It really wouldn't surprise me because all the bait I put in there is attracting small fish. It could attract sand as well. I don't know. And they're going to see a great big bunch of worms there. Who knows? Who knows? No. Here we go. It is indeed. Switch my light off. Another worm gobbling sander. Well, I don't want to be waking up and winding these guys in all the time, so I figure lose the worms. I'm going to have to put a boilie out there, but I want to stay in the same swim that I've baited up. Nice fish though, look. Big old teeth on it. Let's get it back. On again, guys. Doesn't feel a bad fish, this one. Just gone 2 o'clock. Let's tune that down a bit for you. There we go. I'll come round here with this. By the sound of my voice, yes, I was in the land of the Lord. It's a common, I think. Just netted nothing. Fresh air. Missed it totally. Where was he? Digging this one. Come on, fish. Now I got him. What a scrap. Here's the hook. Let's get the lead out of the way. Well, check this one, guys. This is... Oh, look at this. Beautiful fish. Oh, don't calm down. Look at that one, boys. About 14 pounds or so. 14s, 15s. He's going to thrash at 3 and 2 sounder. That woke me up. Lovely fish, man. What a session. What a session. Great big hoover of a mouth there. Well, guys, I seem to like that. Peaches and cream. Big size boilie there. I'm not sure what that they're supposed to do. Chap up the road's got one, I can hear it splashing. So let's get that out quickly. Right guys, just another one, common carp, £11 I suppose. So that's 4 doubles and 2 Xanders, so it's pretty good fishing. But I couldn't film the last one. It's drizzling with rain, I couldn't risk getting the camera out, and it went ballistic. It went between my other line, went straight through the other line. Nip 1 pearl 2 is the saying. So it is now 20 to 4 in the morning. I'm still awake. Had about 30 minutes doze, I suppose. You don't really go off, do you, when you listen to buzzers? You're half awake, and I want to lay on one side or the other, but which is my best ear for hearing the buzzer go off. And a real tweaky bite, really stop start. I listened to it for a long time. It wasn't toning at all. Nevertheless, got the fish, good scrapper. Back to bed. I feel maybe I might get one more fish out of this, but see if I can get a few Zs. Got another fish on. Absolutely crashed out, fell all over. I came out in the sleeping bag, I think it's walking. I'm hoping I haven't picked up my other line. There's a lot of mist out there, so I can't really see anything at the moment. Feels a heavy fish. An absolute single toner. You hear a buzzing noise. Stripping me out again, guys. I think this is quite a nice fish. I can't tell in the fog, and my glasses are steamed up as well. But you won't see the bend in the rod, but there's a good bend in this rod. It's holding it down. Twanging, don't like the twanging. Do not like twanging. He's right underneath. Just will not give him a yes. Like a mirror. Do him slowly. Now that's a nice looker. I don't know if I've got enough memory card or anything on there. Good fish, about, I guess he go about 15, 16, something like that. Gonna get him straight back. What a trip. Oh dear. Oh god. Switch it off. That was actually quite funny, because I sort of got my feet tangled in the sleeping bag, fell on my knees, and then sort of bunny hopped. Realised my feet were still inside the bottom of the sleeping bag, and it all crashed out here. So sleeping bag's covered in mud, but got the rod. For some reason, I don't think the buzzer went off. I could hear this buzzing noise, and it was just a bait runner. But listen, at the end of the day, got the fish out. 5 doubles, 2 Xander. Wow. 4:35 in the morning. I'll probably see you guys, that might be it. Gets light, probably 5:30. I doubt I'll get another one, but you never know. Got to be in it to win it. Daylight at last, as evidenced by the huge number of noisy planes and cars I hear going around. And needless to say, a fish on the other line. It's daylight. I've had 7 or 8 minutes sleep. I was just going off when I got a single toner. Still away out there. It's common, look at that. No birds this morning. I can't have any birds this morning. It's a scrapper for sure. It's in. Oh, there we go, guys. Number 6, I guess about £13. Wow, what a session. Colour the fish on, guys. Bream, I would say this one is. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Just broke Michael's rod. What a really big tench though. This is Mike's 2-piece rod that has now turned into a 3-piece rod. And after all those big carp, I've got probably one of the biggest male tench I think I've caught. Period. Great fish. A broken rod. Probably unrepairable. But a really good tench. What a session. 6 carp, 2 zander, a big male tench, and a broken rod. And of course, if you're wondering where the extra rod came from, I've actually doubled over using my spod rod. It can't be right. Just caught a fish though. Make do with anything. This was one I repaired as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm scanning around using a pair of small binoculars off my boat, just seeing what the bubble situation, fizzing, movement, what it's like out there. I've got my bream ground bait out there, and I'm just scanning around just over here off the edge of some rushes and some overhangs. I know I'm seeing them. a hell of a lot of activity, but it's right on the honeypot of a possible rushes, reed beds, underwater branches area. Maybe that's why they're there. I'll try and get the camera on there. There is definitely some bubbling and movement. I might put one carp bait out there with a bag, or do I pound it with ground bait? See if I hit it with the ground bait. I've got some bream ground bait there. I'm wondering if that might just put them off. I might just fire single boilies, I think that's the way to do it. Get these other rods in, get the bream rods out, let that swim cook for a little bit. And then I think, because I know, I wish I could get close to that place. There's a lot of fish there. What to do? I think I've got to put a bait there and chance it. I really have. One of the other bailiffs years ago told me it's a hit and hold place. You know, you get a fish, hang on to it. I might get lucky. I might get lucky. That's a nice bream yesterday afternoon, so let's get cracking. So they got, as they turn away, here's a little tip for you. Let's get you up there so you can see. As those seagulls, that's where they're going to get you. Now watch, as they sweep and turn away there, they can't turn their wings fast enough to get back round quickly. So that's what I'm doing. Very pleased with where I got that stuff. I'm very pleased with the catapult that Dave gave me. I'm pleased with that one. That's that green catapult. Very, very accurate. I'll put the camera in there. Just fire a few more in there. Okay, this is just a bonus. I'm just putting the carp rod out there as a bonus while I have another go at see if I can pick one or two bream up before I pack up. Inline lead, trace. There's my boilie with a hook in it, as you can see that there hopefully. Most important is the mesh bag, and in that I've got, it's PVA, it dissolves in the water. I've got 5 boilies of the same size and a little base of 4 mil plain coarse pellets. So I'm going to try and get that with some degree of accuracy, about 5 feet to the right of the rushes over there. Now listen, I'm no carpy warpy. I just go fishing for Mike and catch a carp and whatever, but I'm not into it too much. But I'm going to try and get as accurate as I can. Obviously the specialists will just drop it on there, no problem. But I feel it's a chance, it's worth putting a rod out here. Because, you know, on this main lake, there are some decent double figure fish, 20-pound fish. I think you've got the odd 1 or 2 30s in there. And they're all nice shaped fish, not them big balloon bellied exploding Zeppelin type shapes you get. No more movement over there, but I feel I've got to leave a bag of the good stuff over there and concentrate on the bream. Let's see where this one goes. I'm trying to get, I want to get, if I can, I suppose I'll put about, I want to get about 6 or 8 feet to the right of a leaf there that rushes. Basically don't want to put it so close that I snag, and I'm using my spod rod, believe it or not, because I think that's got the most power if I do get a take to get a fish away. It is, guys. Exactly 10:30 in the morning. Managed to get a couple of hours sleep. Hour on, hour off, usual sort of thing. No more fish. I don't think I want any more fish. 6 double figure carp. 2 zander. Probably the biggest male tench that I've ever caught. And a bream. The weather's changed now. You can see out there, wind's gone right round, and looking on the top you can see everything but everything is wet, all soaked outside. Nothing else moving, no beeps, no nothing, which is pretty standard for here as I understand it. I think it's time for some brekkie, and then a recce. A brekkie and a recce. Let's see what we're going to do. I'll probably call it quits. Ow! Get the joints moving. And that's my view. And I did notice over there last night that somebody's put a reflector up, which is a really, really good idea. You put the head torch on it, and there's a stake in the bushes with a reflector on it. How clever is that? I mean, I thought that was really good, because I know that was in the right area. I didn't clip up, so I didn't know exactly what was going on. Oh, there's a nice saucepan there. Anybody want any soup? No, thank you. I actually brought some soup with me. Not many people fishing there. Oh, something flipping there just out in the... see, now that's where I had the couple of zander was on the worms on my baited area that I put out for bream. So I wonder if little fish like this coming out, that's where I put the worms for the big bream and got the 2 zanders. So it's interesting. That sort of theory is fitting, that the ground bait does actually attract the small fish, which in turn attracts the zander. This is pretty much a bomb site in here. How long my big camera is going to hold up, I do not know. It's been wet, it's been bashed, it's fallen over. I fell over, got my feet caught in here. Look at the mud on that one. Absolutely, you wouldn't want to buy that sleeping bag off eBay. I hopped out of there like I was in a sack race at school, 8 years old. Crashed over, bang, bucket, everything went flying. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. One thing I did here, just to close out with, guy around the point, I think it's peg 74, 75, he's casting out towards the island. His name was Kevin. I talked to him yesterday before I tackled up, because I was asking him about, you know, do you absolutely need a pop-up here or not? And he said no, straight 18mm boilie, or 20 I think it was. What Kevin did say was, don't fish yellow boilies here, whatever you do. You will get pestered by bream. The reason being, all the match pegs along there and along here use corn a lot for their bream bags. So the bream are naturally drawn to yellow. Of course, it doesn't hold true at night, does it? But during the day, he said, if you do pick up fish, it will be on any other colour than yellow. So a little tip for you there, guys. If you're on a place where there are bream that pester you, might be wise to avoid yellow. There we go, that's the scene. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Don't forget to watch Mike's programme, the Totally Awesome Outdoor Show.